it seems to me, putting this all together, that this matrix, this simulation, is a digital, it basically electromagnetic copy of that prime reality, but in a much less advanced way, and it's in a much denser energetic state, and therefore, in terms of the way life plays out here compared with there, it's very, very different. And as I've said in the books, when the copy, as the Gnostics called it, was made, it was a copy of prime reality. Okay. Basically, you could symbolize that as downloading a website off the internet. Now you've got a copy of the website, but the original website still exists in its form that it was before. And now you've got the copy, you can start changing it, in this case, downgrading it, to fit your agenda of human control and loose production. And so you could see how, if you like, consciousness could be tricked into coming into this reality originally, and then the door closes, and you are stuck in the wheel of samsara. And you know, there's some who suggest that there was a period where consciousness could come into this fake reality and leave, come and leave, come and leave, which made everything, you know, people confident, talk about people, confident that, you know, come in, go out, come in, go out. And then eventually the door was locked and they couldn't get out. And it was a frequency door. It's interesting that there's a concept, an esoteric concept that goes way back, called the ring pass knot. And the ring pass knot is said to be a point where you cannot go through it unless you are in a certain state of awareness. In other words, frequency. And if you are still attached to the physical world, or you're attached to all the illusions of the physical world, then your frequency will not be at a point where you can get through the ring pass knot. And this plays very well with the Buddhist concept of being on the reincarnation wheel of samsara until you reach a state of enlightenment where you can leave the wheel. And that's the ring pass knot, in another way of saying it. But this is the point. What you see again and again in these near-death experience accounts is that when they end up in the astral dimension, which interpenetrates this one, they meet these, they have this life review. This is a constant theme with all these, virtually all these near-death experiences. Of course, there's millions of them now, where you have a life review, and these elders look at your life and what have you, and they keep saying, oh, the elders don't judge you. No, they don't judge you. They tell you to judge your bloody self. And they tell you, oh, you couldn't have done, you didn't do this very well, and oh, how do you think that made so and so feel? All this is repeated over and over in these near-death experiences. And so, oh yeah, well, so what you have to do is you have to go back in and work out your karma and learn lessons. This is the scam. This is why you have this this awe of authority in the human world, and you have this awe of authority in the astral world, the so-called afterlife world. It's the same basic theme, just takes a different expression. And so people come in, consciousness, what you call souls, come in believing that they're learning lessons when, when they agree, and then they come in, and what happens? They're coming into a place of enormous density, with enormous challenges and situations that they face, and they're not always going to be nice, just the way it is. So then they go, the body ceases to function. They go back up the tunnel, and the elders say, "Oh yeah, well, you learned this lesson, but oh look, there's another lesson you need to learn." And so it goes on and on and on. It's extraordinary, and it's a perceptual trap. That's what the Matrix is in all its levels. It's a perceptual trap. It's getting you to believe something so that you stay in, first of all, you stay on the wheel of samsara, but you stay in the human world or out of it in a vibrational state that means you can't leave the matrix. And this is why understanding this, and this is why these conversations like this, Mark, are so important, is that if you can understand this while you're in the human realm, if you can grasp what the game is, then you can react very differently when you leave the body and not fall for the bullshit. And you can get out of here. I mean, the Buddhists say that the biggest chance you've got of getting out is immediately after you pass. And there are people who've perfected ways, or say they're perfected ways. People have to make their own mind up of how to release yourself from the matrix when the body expires. But of course, if you think of how so many people die, the suffering they go through, the emotional trauma they go through when they die, how they don't want to leave loved ones, they don't want to leave children, they don't want to leave grandchildren, etc. They're not going to be a high vibrational state when they leave the body, are they? And that's the idea. That's the idea. Death and suffering is part of the game. It's part of the manipulation.